There are currently more than 400,000 children in foster care in the United States. Kemijah Slaughter was one of those children. Today we'll hear about her experience in foster care and the struggles she went through to get to where she is today. RadioActive's Kemijah Slaughter has more.
Living in the foster care system is about survival and going through things a child should not have to experience. The struggles I went through meant I had to put a fake smile on when I was really broken on the inside and very traumatized. I had to go to court to advocate for seeing my siblings. I had to move all the time, change schools and cities without notice. I had to fight to not take medication while placed in a group home. Those are things that most teens do not have to experience. I always wanted to stay together with my younger brother and sister, but I was separated from them when I was 11. Sometimes I lived in a foster home with strangers and their kids, sometimes in group homes with a bunch of other kids my age. Then when I was 13, I was placed into a behavioral residential treatment facility in Idaho. I was further away from my goal of being with them. I talked with my social worker, Kelsey Gordon, about the ways I was dealing with all the chaos, and she asked me some questions about that time.
So why did you decide to have those types of behaviors?
Right then, I just couldn't trust anyone, and I was super closed off. I encountered multiple experiences of racism and being treated differently in numerous foster homes. It was the hardest thing I ever experienced, being away from my siblings, because they were my whole world to me. So I started to be impulsive rather than thinking with my head. During that time, I got a lot of emotional support from my social workers. It was helpful to have someone who understood what I was going through.
Do you think it made a big difference, Kemijah, having myself as your social worker who is a Black woman?
I think it did, because I got the emotional and mental support of both of you, because even working with Sine, who's my other old social worker, she would help a lot with getting me hair products or skin products that living in a white group home or a foster home they wouldn't have or wouldn't know what to get. But even with their support, there were so many moments I thought I couldn't do this anymore. I was worried I wasn't worthy enough to go to a foster home that would love me, seeing that both my brother and sister got adopted and I didn't. It's especially hard to get adopted being a teenager in the system with behavior issues. After I left the facility in Idaho, I moved around some more and finally ended up back with my mom. I've been here for almost 2 years and I'm doing pretty good. I still talk with my brother sometimes, but we don't have a strong connection anymore. I barely speak with my sister, and I really wish I did. Seeing how far I've come, I'm a different person from what I was before. I asked my social worker how she's seen me grow.
I think that you've matured a lot. I think with you being in the system for so long, you became kind of dependent on always having like a social worker or somebody to call when things went bad. Whereas now I feel like you're learning how to communicate with people better. You're such a sweetheart, so smart and so ambitious. I think it's really just you going from being a girl to becoming a young woman.
I am a senior in high school now, and I want to attend Howard University and become a midwife. I asked Kelsey what she wants from me.
I want to see you be able to like live independently outside of your mom's home and, you know, be able to take care of yourself and keep yourself motivated, because when you go into college, you're going to have to do all that work yourself. So I just want to see you grow into the young woman that I know you're trying to become, and hopefully you find the motivation to do that.
Hearing my social worker have such big hopes and dreams for me makes me encouraged to do better, not just for her, but for myself and for all the kids in the foster care system. Don't take my silence as a weakness. I'll become stronger and wiser from everything that I went through to make me the person I am today. For RadioActive, I'm Kemijah Slaughter.